Many times over, I shouldn't have been here. And I knew that at a very early age. And so since then, I've just kind of pushed myself to learn as much as possible.
If you're looking for a reason to get out of bed tomorrow morning, stick around. You're going to meet people who had a hand in saving a life 30 years ago and the man who's making the most out of it. His name is Andrew De La Pena. He turned 30 years old this year. He was born in California, but has significant ties here to North Dakota. At the tender age of 5 months, Andrew was in desperate need of a heart transplant. Word came from Fargo through the Red Cross that a 4-month-old had died from crib death. His heart had been resuscitated. It opened the door for a life-saving organ donation for Andrew. The challenge was getting the heart to California within hours. It was a few days before Christmas. The Learjet parked at Hector that was supposed to take the heart west wouldn't start. That's when a desperate early morning call was made to then Governor George Sinner.
It was such a natural thing for us.
16 minutes after Governor Sinner was notified, a call went out to the North Dakota Air National Guard base in Fargo.
Here's a boy that needs a heart.
An F-4 fighter jet with the North Dakota Air Guard was scrambled.
It was get the job done.
Brigadier General Bob Beckland, who was a first lieutenant at the time and on duty, would be the pilot.
A time-sensitive organ that had already been delayed because of the efforts to start the airplane here that night. So just get it to San Francisco as quick as possible.
An F-4 is a 2-seater fighter jet. The only storage compartment is underneath and it's not climate controlled. So the tiny life-saving heart was packed in ice and placed in a picnic cooler. It would ride in the seat behind Beckland.
That night, I was going fast. I didn't go supersonic.
Yeah.
Because it was middle of the night, but as fast as I could go transonic.
Beckland touched down in California. He handed the cooler over to a Stanford University ambulance crew. The transplant was done successfully, despite missing the 4-hour window.
Well, here we are 30 years later, still talking about it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, I can't think of the right adjective here to say to that, but
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad to have been a part of it.
I'm, of course, always eternally grateful to them.
After his death-defying start, Andrew De La Pena's challenges in life would continue. He survived a couple of bouts of cancer, including non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was even in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina and got out of there okay. Andrew, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm here in Amsterdam about to cook dinner. Been living here for about a year and a half.
Right now, Andrew's living in the Netherlands, where he just finished his master's. He told me he's working part-time and trying to finance a PhD. He's made the most out of his 30 years of life, having been a teacher, visited 30-plus countries. He even speaks 5 languages. He says he's always trying to find a way to serve people.
I try to live a good life and spread good energy and happiness with everyone.
This guy is carrying it on himself. He's doing the things that you'd hope he would be doing. And so that's pretty good reward.
And that's the kind of pledge that brings a smile to the faces of those whose quick response saved Andrew's life.
It wasn't like it was a trophy either. It was just like somebody wanted me to help. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the way we carried on.
The highlight of my career has been able to meet Andrew and watch him become a spectacular person.
Both Beckland and Sinner acknowledge the many men and women from the Air Guard, the governor's staff, and even hospitals in Fargo and Stanford University who had a hand in this life-saving transplant. One more thing. The next time you're at the Fargo Air Museum, look for the F-4 that's on display. On the one side of the cockpit, there are names. You're going to find First Lieutenant Bob Beckland near the first seat, and on the back seat, you're going to see Andrew De La Pena and Michael McCann. Michael was the 4-month-old boy whose heart continues to beat in Andrew's body.